Coming up on RMU Live, students are gathering on campus, but it's not a protest, rather an effort to bring people together. Strong winds toppled trees and left thousands without power. We're taking a look at that damage. And President Trump and Canada's Prime Minister will be meeting at the White House for the very first time. Next.
Welcome to RMU Live. Today is Monday, February 13th, 2017, the day before Valentine's Day. I'm Eddie Shee.
And I'm Hannah Smith. Here's what's happening now. While President Trump is not exactly immediately appealing the decision to block his administration's travel ban, that is not stopping White House officials from commenting on the topic. White House advisor Stephen Miller has accused the 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals of being overreaching. The travel ban has created a lot of discussion across the country, and RMU is no exception. Many RMU students have differing opinions on the travel ban, and you can find out exactly what they had to say later this week on RMUCentryMedia.com.
Students heading to class this morning were treated to a surprise. These heart-shaped cookies and free hot chocolate, as a number of their fellow colonials braved the cold for an event they're calling RMU-United, a gathering to promote togetherness during a time of division. The idea for the event came from an almost obvious place for event organizer Olivia Harris, who planned RMU-United in conjunction with the Women's Leadership and Mentorship Program, the Center for Global Engagement, Multicultural Services, and the Office of Diversion, Inclusiveness, and Equity.
There's been a division in this world in lieu of recent events, and we are trying to unify our campus. No matter what, we are RMU. We are willing to stand by, support, and defend all students here at Robert Morris.
Gathering outside at the Nicholson Fire Pit, RMU-United featured a number of activities for students to partake in that promoted community wellness, including a paper chain of good thoughts, cultural trivia, games, and performances from student musicians and poets.
I think a sense of unity is really important. Everybody should feel like they belong on campus.
I'll come out and support the community. I'll come out and perform for you guys, because I feel like being a part of something is important.
And to the question of why students would stand outside in the middle of February in freezing temperatures with nothing but a fire to keep them warm, the answer was positively simple.
I think it's a positive force in the community, and I wanted to be a part of it.
We're just spreading positivity today. That's what it's about.
Today's unification event did end at noon, but students who missed out and would still like to get involved are encouraged to just spread the love in any way they can, whether that be through a hug to a friend or just a kind word to a stranger.
RMU is having its first roundtable of the semester tomorrow, taking a look at Vladimir Putin's Russia. History professor Dr. Soren Fanning is heading the roundtable that's titled From Russia with Love, A Look Inside Putin's Russia. Topics of discussion include the remains of the Soviet Union, challenges facing the Russian Federation, and the future of U.S.-Russian relations. The roundtable will be in Hale 301 at 12:30. An RMU faculty member is being honored with a national award for their work in diversity. RMU Chief Diversity and Inclusion Officer Yasmin Pirouette has been awarded the 2017 Insight into Diversity Giving Back Award. Pirouette will be recognized in the April issue of Insight into Diversity magazine.
A 17-year-old boy from Lawrence County has been charged as an adult with assault and attempted homicide in connection with a shooting that happened Saturday night in Newcastle. Police said Lanny Baker admitted to shooting a man in the parking lot of a convenience store during an altercation on Highland Avenue at about 9:50 p.m. The victim was taken to the hospital and is in stable condition.
The Waynesburg University community is mourning one of its own. The Waynesburg Student newspaper reports that junior Bradley Grinnan was found dead in a dorm room yesterday morning. The university released a statement saying his death does not seem suspicious and that there is no threat to the campus. A vigil was held last night and counselors are to be available today.
The winter months can be brutal with the snow and freezing temperatures, which can make travel a little bit difficult on icy roads. Here on campus, it's RMU Facilities Management that works to keep campus safe and clear. Assistant Director of Grounds Nathan Bickerstaff said that the staff tries to keep any accumulation down to a minimum on campus with the use of trucks with brushes. Bickerstaff said that the campus tries to salt roads and sidewalks as much as they can, even if the temperature is above freezing, just to be safe.
Strong winds overnight toppled trees and left thousands without power. Winds picked up amid several severe thunderstorm warnings that was issued for a number of counties. There were reports that trees were falling on vehicles and blocking roadways. Duquesne Light and West Penn Power companies are still working to restore power in some areas. Continuing with our severe weather coverage, having severe thunderstorms in the winter is quite rare, but not unheard of. Eddie?
Yeah, Hannah, as you said, not exactly something you expect in the middle of February, but thunderstorms is what we saw on Sunday night. They came with very strong winds, damaged lots of trees, lots of down power lines. At a point yesterday, more than 30,000 people in our area were out of electricity. There was no power for those people. Now, crews worked overnight. Things have returned to normal. And looking at today, 37. It's cold outside, but not as bad. And taking a look outside right now, here on our beautiful campus, a little cloudy. RMU still looks good, a little bit of snow on the ground, but you can't really complain when there's no thunder happening. Right, Hannah?
No, not really at all. There was quite a few trees down. I saw everywhere getting like pictures in and everything, and trees completely smashing over top of cars.
Making road conditions almost as dangerous as ice in many of the ways. When high winds like that happen, you need to be careful out on the roads.
All right, and for everything you need to know about RMU news, sports, and arts and entertainment, be sure to visit rmucenturymedia.com.
Now, when we come back from the break, a sum up of the 59th Grammy Awards that aired last night.
And hundreds of thousands have been evacuated in Northern California. Why they are being forced to leave when we come back.
Did you know parking over tall, dry grass can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
I spy something beginning with S.
Snow?
No.
Snow-covered trees.
Nothing to do with snow.
Head outside to discover incredible animals and beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure.
Wow.
So grab your loved ones.
Don't even.
And explore a world of possibilities.
Come on, this way.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you.
President Trump and Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau will be meeting for the first time. Trudeau previously visited the White House multiple times during President Obama's presidency. Trudeau will be discussing how to maintain close ties with one another and pressing Trump on his more controversial views.
National Security Advisor Michael Flynn has no plans to resign and no expectations he will be fired after he could not deny that he spoke about sanctions against Russia with the Russian ambassador before President Donald Trump even took office. It was confirmed by a U.S. official that during a December call, Flynn did speak about the sanctions with the Russian ambassador, but Vice President Mike Pence denied these allegations. Many inside the Trump administration are concerned that Flynn may have misled senior members of the White House. A Dominican Republic newspaper, El Nacional, mistakenly identified Alec Baldwin as President Donald Trump in a photo published in the newspaper on Friday. Baldwin regularly impersonates President Trump on Saturday Night Live, but the mistake went unnoticed by the editors of the paper. El Nacional sent out an apology on Saturday after finding the mistake.
Hundreds of thousands have evacuated Northern California counties after damage to the country's largest dam. While the Oroville Dam remains intact, the emergency spillway that guards against high water levels has started to erode. Officials were waiting to assess the situation until earlier this morning and decide when it'll be safe for residents to return. At least 4 people were killed after an avalanche at a ski resort in southeastern France. That group was buried under a wall of snow that swept through the Tenya ski resort. There could be up to 5 more people buried in the snow, but officials are unsure about how many people were actually there.
Bushfires destroyed the Australian state of New South Wales this past weekend. Yorbury, a small community in the New South Wales area, was completely destroyed with only 3 homes untouched by the devastation. 19 homes in total were destroyed and 2 more were damaged. More than 2,500 firefighters and fires have been battling this since the burning started reaching record temperatures earlier this week.
The Swedish government is defending its decision to have officials wear headscarves when they visit Iran. The decision has come under fire from a prominent Iranian women's rights activist and Swedish politicians. Swedish officials are backing the decision, said it would be failing to do so and would be breaking the law if they did not send people in that way.
China voiced opposition to North Korea's test of a reported new ballistics missile more than 24 hours after the missile's test. North Korea said that the test, which was launched on Sunday under the supervision of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, was a success. China's foreign ministry commented, saying that they were opposed to the launch activities and that North Korea was in violation of a number of UN Security Council prohibitions against the country.
A United Airlines flight out of Austin, Texas was delayed Saturday after a pilot boarded the plane in street clothes and began speaking to passengers over the intercom. According to the United Airlines spokesperson, this caused passengers to believe she was mentally unstable. Some passengers even got off the plane. Another pilot was brought in and took over the plane, and it later left for San Francisco 2 hours later. RMU held its annual Condom Carnival to educate students about safe sex. RMU-Live's Greg Sutton has more.
Hi, I'm Greg Sutton outside of John Jay Center, where they're holding the annual Condom Carnival, which is an event to help raise awareness for HIV and other STDs.
For this event today, we went out, we contacted Pittsburgh AIDS testing, and from last year's events, we put together, made it bigger, better for the whole campus to enjoy.
They all have a lot of questions. The girls that come over, the IUDs, it's just with that, the condoms, everything is the way today, and the sex and stuff. They just really need to be aware and ask questions. I wish they did it on a bigger scale, so that even younger kids, they're aware, because it's happening way too young with kids now that they shouldn't be knowing the things they know, but they do, and they have they are not aware of what's out there to use for precaution. And it's just a better thing, I think.
Because I wanted it to be more of a women component too, because condoms can seem masculine, and
Yes, I try to participate in these whenever I can. Seems like we got a pretty good show out, considering they told us that we didn't get this many people last year, so it's a pretty good turnout.
I'm Greg Sutton, reporter for RMU-TV.
Condoms were also being handed out during the event.
Adele, Beyonce, and Chance the Rapper stole the spotlight during last night's 59th annual Grammy Awards. Adele went home with 5 awards, including Album of the Year for her album, 25. In Adele's acceptance speech, she spoke out to Beyonce, saying that her album, Lemonade, should have won. Beyonce did not leave empty-handed, however. She was granted the Best Music Video for Formation and Best Urban Contemporary Album for Lemonade. Chance the Rapper won the first award of the night, Best New Artist, and also won the Best Rap Album of the Year. This was history-making, as he was the first artist to win a Grammy who had only put their music on a streaming service.
When we come back to RMU Live, sports anchor Rashad Christian takes a look at all the games that took place here at RMU this weekend.
And I have a look at our 5-day forecast. There's more snow in the future. You'll have to come back to see. We'll be right back.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hello everyone, I'm Rashad Christian and I'm here to catch you up on the world of sports, both professional and RMU-based. There were 5 home games this weekend for the Colonials. Both the men's and women's basketball teams won their contests, and the women were able to beat Wagner by an astonishing 33 points. The women's hockey team completed a series sweep against RIT. They won the first game by a score of 4-1 and the second 5-2. The RMU men's lacrosse team won their first game of the season against Bellarmine. 8 different Colonials scored, including 2 goals from junior attackman Justin Mayfield. On to the professional ice. The Pittsburgh Penguins lost an overtime thriller to the Arizona Coyotes 4-3. Sidney Crosby wasn't able to register a single point despite playing 24 minutes on the ice. That's all the time we have for sports today. Now I'm going to throw it over to our entirely too modest host and weatherman, Eddie Sheehy. What's it looking like outside, Ed?
Thank you, Rashad. You're always way too nice to me, my friend. Taking a look outside here today on our weather map, you'll see over here in the east, over in the Indiana, Johnstown, Altoona area, a mass of snow. Now that snow is going to be moving off in this direction east, should be dissipating in about the next hour or so. The temperature outside right now is 37 degrees. It's going to stick around there. We have a low of 23. We won't be hitting that temperature until a little bit later in the night. Now, moving on to tomorrow's weather, 49. We're going to have a little bit of a warm up here overnight into tomorrow morning. Mostly sunny. That's going to be the good news. And as we move into the 5-day, though, you're going to see that mostly sunny isn't going to stick around for very long. On Wednesday, 35, low of 24. Clouds on Thursday as well. 30. 22 is the low. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are all going to be partly cloudy. We're not going to see too much sun there. High of 47 on Friday, a low of 34. On Saturday, high of 57, low of 39. And finally, on Sunday, a high of 60s. So we're hopefully going to be getting up into that 60-degree temperature, similar to what we had earlier this week. Overall, I think it should be pretty nice weather. You looking forward to it, Anna?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully we can stay away from all the really bad weather, the snow, the rain, all that mixed stuff that we keep on seeing.
Yeah. As we move in, we might see a little bit of rain later on in the week, especially on the Friday, Saturday. But as far as Wednesday and Thursday goes, we're sticking at about 10%, so not too bad in total. Overall, I think we're going to have a pretty nice week for weather.
Definitely sounds like it.
Now, unfortunately, that is all the time we have this afternoon for RMU Live.
We'll see you next week.